On a scale of 1 to soil my trousers violently, how concerned should I be about this whole rift situation?
Now let's admire these commendable
Stand ready.
festivals.
Our foes are close.
Essential needs to maintain our perfect society. Staying healthy. Survive Eden's bounty and natural biscuits.
Clear out! Ready?
Let me know when you needed a stretch.
I would not refuse assistance.
How would your name? Eden's name included.
Prudence dictates you eat them.
Eden's bounty and natural biscuits. Now going to continue.
Take time, Commander. On that.
You have my thanks and my hammer. I am prepared for anything that is to come. Speak freely. Certainly. I consider my...
As Eden offers a plenitude of natural resources, our station presents a profusion of pleasing melodies, like this one. The following song was composed, performed, and recorded under the explicit direction of the Sovereign, and as such, reflects his excessively high standards.
None shall stand...
Fire, mo- Privacy, please!
You're hurt, Commander! Steel yourself! Take...
Troublemaker approaching!
Better if I go unseen.
Assist me, will you? My death would be a stain on both of you!
Looking a few courts low, Commander. Nobody around. Hey, trigger finger's still tired. Not the one you need to worry about.
Not exactly in fighting shape at the moment.
This is Protectorate Central Wireless. Social guidance and approved messaging, punctuated by acceptable usage.
Prudence dictates the most vigilant defense.
pipsqueak enthusiast, not a muscled atlas. A hydration specialist to rise from the side boundaries of calm.
Then you are the perfect protector. You lack in strength and a willingness to fight for your own system. Occasion, come to our defense to serve as goalie, tender, winger. On to other matters. So you can serve the league at
I shall not stay your execution. Kitchens clean, clothing mended, showing devotion as intended. Wake and take in a brand new day. Automex hoisting cares
Twisting my valve, Commander. Can't have our fearless leader firing on empty. Let's get to crafting. Whatever you need, Commander. Just name it. Sure. Always happy to tool around.
Receiver with your neighbors. This is Protectorate Sanctioned Wireless, your trusted source for wholesome melodies and inspiring reports on community goings-on.
Remember, collective cognitive compliance is a key part of our perfect society. When we comply together, we thrive together. Now you know all you need to know. So on we go. Another song in an expertly curated playlist picked out explicitly for you, the Sovereign's Chosen.
When you're limited in a gear, don't collapse into pity or into It's a vigilance elite who need a new foot, elbow, hip, or knee. We are graced to serve the protectorate till the day we no longer breathe. Workplace dangers can cause real alarm, but there is a place for you with one arm. With one arm.
Prosecuting!
And now, the latest word on Superior Protectorate products. Ceaseless service stokes a hearty appetite. Sustain that zeal with the perfectly perfunctory Transformation Mini Roll. Duty fulfilling. Well, that was thoroughly enriching. Let's continue. Our station offers only the best in music for protected subjects.
Wishes are less than
Going out of sight.
I despise that difference!
Let me know when you need a distraction. Dip me in. Help me out.
batters or else it's a waste. Everything is grand and paradigm polite. It's safe inside the mold, so just do as you're told. Watching and guiding, system abiding, do not go sliding away. We're never hiding, they stay providing, do as you're told and obey. Working and fighting, faithfully striding, do not go gliding away. Thoughts are dividing, so they stay dividing.
As Eden offers a plenitude of natural resources, our station presents a fusion of pleasing melodies, like this one.
I just had a thought, I'm really not supposed to. Sadly, though it seems my thoughts fly too free. My mind feels too open, I'm acting without reason. You know exactly what we should do. You're a good citizen. Refreshed, be fun and worry free. As one big family, we're up to be refreshed, so mentally refreshed.
More cultist Drek. Wonderful. I presume this is another communication device.
Another cultist communications device by the looks of it.
More cult.
Another cultist communications device by the looks of it.
We're up to be refreshed, so mentally refreshed. Be fun and worry free. Refreshed.
mental refreshment process increases tractability, stifles undue entertainment, stymies untold emanations, and refashions the mind into a thing of symmetry.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate zeal for their assigned work? Report them for mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea, it's the law. Next up,
Here's a little number to get your feet tapping and your mind meditating on the perfection of Protectorate society.
shouldn't be thinking about, I ponder.
Central Control is open to no visitors. Turn around. Best turn around. Central Control isn't... Wait. Orbit around? What are you doing here? I've heard a great deal regarding your exploits within the Protectorate. And it is all that prevents me from summoning the Guard. I've strict orders to arrest you on sight.
I've no desire to slay you, but if you seek to prevent me from pursuing my duties, I will have no other choice.
Arbiter Rao did not report to the Consul's summons. Consequently, he is wanted for questioning. It is only our difference in rank that stays my hand from attempting arrest. Very well. I shall not sound the alarm. But you are still not permitted to enter this facility either through this entry or any side route. I shall be watching.
Commander, let us speak privately on our next course of action. Never terribly cared for Praetor's weather. Difficult enough to keep my locks in order without them all standing on end. Speak freely. Certainly. I consider myself an open tome. Quite. Was there more in this vein you wish to discuss? Enough about the Protectorate, straight. Oh, moreover, she taught her protégés to seek out evidence before judging as they saw fit. Ask, and I shall answer.
Whatever you need, Commander. Just name it.
Keep from arresting attention. For your sake. Keep from arresting attention. For your sake.
Let me know when you need it.
Central Control! Central Control is open to no... Best turn around. Central...
I've no desire to slay you, but if you seek to prevent me from pursuing my duties, I will have no other choice.
Arbiter Rao did not report to the You! We'll overwhelm you yet! Alarm!
Let me know when you...
Intruder at Central Control! Battle...
Commander, stop dying!
I know now. Those thinkable thoughts have to go with a quick mental
Bending my ear? Speak freely.
Central Control is open to no visitors. Turn around. Best turn...
I've no desire to slay you, but if you seek to prevent me from...
Arbiter Rao did not report to the Consul's...
Commander. I did not care for that exchange at all. The idea that the Consul would stymie me individually is rather disturbing. Regardless, we do have alternate means of ingress. I seem to recall a number of creatures bypassing the left fence through some upper path we were never able to find. There's also the prisoner entrance on the right. If you're sufficiently dexterous, you may be able to bypass the safeguards to get us in.
worship those things. Think they contain enlightenment or some such. They'd gladly leap in and die to get it.
Just shows the Order's universal equation is off by a few decimal points. Couldn't even predict that Rift fanatics might not take kindly to those sham scienticians solving the Rift dilemma. As if they could. Anyway, let them fight. Newton's predicament is immaterial to the paradigm. Return to your duties, subjects, and stay attentive for further invigorating reports.
Next up.
As Eden offers a plenitude of natural resources, our station presents a profusion of pleasing melodies, like this one.
It's incredible the things that we have done. How the paradigm is perfect for everyone. Our progress is unmatched. No technological itch left unscratched. Perfection is perfect. Is it not? Oh, how we prevail, us above all else who fail. Success is really the only option. I cherish these thoughts of how we truly are the best. Lesser than none and better than all the rest. Perfect minds, focused and strategic. Perfect plans, perfect people, perfect thoughts, and perfect thoughts. Perfectly perfect.
Troublemaker approaching!
Perfect minds, focused and strategic.
I've eyes on a miscreant.
Help you?
Prudence dictates it is the duty of every protected subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times.
It's incredible, the automechs and us. How they aid us and never make a fuss. Our colony is astounding. Outsiders find it confounding. How our perfection is perfect, is it not? Perfect minds, focused and dutiful, perfect plans for perfect people, perfect cogs and perfect thoughts, perfectly perfect perfection. Perfect minds, focused and dutiful, perfect plans for perfect people, perfect cogs and perfect thoughts, perfectly perfect perfection. Perfect.
Smells like paint and agitated dust. Renovations, I surmise.
Now let's admire these commendable comestibles.
Enemy about.
The
I'm locked to
paradigm
stock.
is the quintessential means to maintain our perfect society on Eden. Each of us must do all we can to ensure it operates flawlessly. Staying healthy is one of our greatest commitments, so try Eden's Bounty Ambrosial Biscuits, the pinnacle of protectorate food science. And high moral fiber, a delectable delight. As fresh as it is delicious, how would your neighbor feel if they weren't eating a balanced diet? Why, just ask everyone.
Prudence dictates you eat them.
Eden's Bounty Ambrosial Biscuits. Now due to continued research in an even wider array of unique and delicious flavors, like patience fruit, sour Eden lemon surprise,
Stand ready.
delight,
Our foes are
resolute
close.
orange, and loquat from heaven.
Intriguing items, engaging What's up next? Another beauteous melody granted by the great.
malefactor ahead.
Hence, a formal audit of the grounds. It's over there.
That elevator over there
I
goes
am
to the Supreme
obliged to
Arbiter's
check it
old
out.
office.
There.
This is kept in working order.
Hostiles.
Huh? One assumes their intentions untoward. Let me
Seems
answer.
Abundant entertainment delivered with acceptably reassuring vocal inflection. This is Protectorate Sanctioned Wireless.
Fellow subjects, wake the rug sprats and muster the neighbors for this multi-part sit-down with Emery Thoreau, a man of few words who looms large in our lives as our beloved Console. Welcome, Console. Tell me, being such a flawless Protectorate subject, such a beacon of loyalty.
You flatter me, Prudence. I am just a humble subject like you and your listeners. A cog in the machinery of the system. And like all cogs, the system determines my role. Mine just happens to be servitude to the Sovereign. A duty we all zealously share, yet I'm uniquely fortunate to stand in closer proximity. It is my life's great honor.
Of course, your lifelong duty. You served our Sovereign's father as advisor also.
Some kind of slack way of talking about it. Found you.
Of the matriarch's own immaculate bloodline, protecting us all in abundance, freeing us from want or worry.
So right, Console. Forgive me for speaking. I'm just a little awestruck by your presence here in the studio.
Oh, Prudence, I would never report everyone's neighbor to mental refreshment. 3? Of course. I do enjoy our folksy chats, but I must get back to it.
Well, that, as they say, is that. What's next? Long ago.
I suspect there is a rock in my boot. Thankfully, an arbiter is capable of withstanding even the most fearsome discomfort. Speak freely.
Filet in your latest meal, down to this exquisite next song.
On your toe.
What? The duty every Protectorate subject to ensure they are...
There, a misbegotten fool. To fall. I sense scum and clothes.
The old quarters are... they have all been removed. I hardly recognize this place.
Looking a bit dewy there, Arbiter Rao.
I'm fine. Some air and dust merely found its way into my eye.
Lockstep with the paradigm. Previously on Red Cloak, our hero Dunning as a turncoat, only to become ensnared in territory. Now she has been whisked to Auntie's Choice headquarters, with only her keen sentinel wits to save her. Thrilled to her unflagging zeal in Episode 2, The Customer is Always Dead. Welcome to Auntie's Choice head office, Red Cloak. I trust you are duly impressed.
What?
I said, welcome to Auntie's Choice head office, Red Cloak.
Speak up!
Mute the corporate anthem, please.
Better. How do you base individualists promote a sense of community when you can't monitor what each other is saying at all times?
You'll learn to appreciate our society and its obsession with cheaply produced wares soon enough, Red Cloak. Care for a package of Auntie's Choice Sprat Crisps while we wait?
I'd rather starve. Wait for what?
Why, for you to abandon your precious community. To put your silly paradigm in your rear display and embrace a lifestyle of wanton consumerism.
Ha! We'll be waiting an eternity. I'll never turn my back on the sovereign.
Marketing experts predicted you would say that. Middle managers, bring out the brand loyalizer.
What is that barbaric contraption?
Think of it as our answer to your mental refreshment. Only it's 110% more effective and 120% cheaper to operate. Also has 130% more crab witch scent. 1 minute in the brand loyalizer and you'll emerge new and improved. Bowing down to the almighty bit, a needy, greedy, consummate consumer in our target market.
Whatever you're peddling, I'll never purchase.
I suppose a demonstration is in order. Lower managers, bring in Red Cloak's turncoat companion, Sentinel Dunning. Strap him into the brand loyalizer.
No. You were supposed to deliver both Red Cloak and I to the Order unharmed. It was stipulated in our contract, paragraph 16, subsection J. We had a deal.
Sentinel Dunning, you fool. These people honor their bargains no more than you honored your sworn duty to the Sovereign.
Silence, Red Cloak. It will be your turn soon enough. Dunning, try not to squirm. The Loyalizer has many moving parts and can be a bit imprecise.
Hey, what are you doing? No! Stop!
Engage the Transducers. Loyalization settings at 110%. Right now, the Loyalizer's impulse voiders are interposing Dunning's higher and lower cerebral motivationators, rearranging his upper story, hitting him with quite the sales pitch. Pretty snazzy, eh? Sure, the Loyalizer's industrial design ain't up to snuff, but the unit is scalable. Home version comes out next quarter. Materialistic fun for the whole family. Dunning's done. How do you feel, young former Protectorate Sentinel?
Fine. A little obsessed with material goods and needless services, I guess. Also have a hankering for crab witch. Got anything devoid of nutritional value I can snack on?
Certainly. Consume these Auntie's Choice Sprat Crisps. Quite fresh. Extruded from the chemical slurry vats just last year. Very well. It's Red Cloak's turn in the Loyalizer. Lower middle managers, strap her in.
No need. I'll enter your crude machine willingly and without trepidation. The eyes of my neighbors and our benevolent sovereign are upon me, lending me strength.
We'll just see about that, Red Cloak. Go on, get in there. Remember to keep your arms and legs inside the Loyalizer at all times. Engage the Transducers. Loyalization settings at 210%.
And so our hero Red Cloak faces her greatest challenge yet, locked in a chamber of consumerist horrors. Will the brand Loyalizer shake her faith in the paradigm? Of course not. Who would even entertain such a thought? A dramatic escape is afoot in the next episode of I, Red Cloak. It's obligatory listening wireless entertainment.
Such an inspiring broadcast. On to other things. Here's one you're absolutely sure to enjoy. A Protectorate prescribed favorite.
Victory beyond the vanquished foe. No greater luxury could any subject know than giving tenderly of body, blood, and bone to Arcadia, our nation's strongest stone.
Have you viewed any serials of note lately? Neither have I. Speak freely. Certainly. Was there more in this vein you wish to discuss? Oh, if I had one wish.
Zeb always wanted to bring change to our...
Better investigate.
Next, a small sampling of Protectorate abundance. Our non-Protectorate neighbors dine on dreck for breakfast. Nitrites, fillers, the rectangular fried batter known as waffles. That way lies chaos. Start your day dutifully with Tribute pancakes, the sensible, circular, subdued breakfast food. Tribute pancakes, just like the matriarch used to eat. Such perfect products, the envy of our rivals. But let's not gloat. Next up, music to invigorate your mind, so you can serve the greater good at a brisk pace, with a true adherence zeal.
receiver with your neighbors. This is Protectorate Sanctioned Wireless, your trusted source for wholesome melodies and inspiring reports on community goings-on.
Neighbors, cease all leisure activities. Our sovereign is here with another cupboard full of wisdom with his golden bestowment. Report anyone seen ignoring this broadcast.
My dear subjects, I speak to you personally in this time of conflict because I know my voice brings you comfort. Yet those who trespass against us are no cause for concern. I must now return my focus to loftier matters of state, but I entrust my consul to speak on the war effort and set all of your minds at ease. Consul Thoreau?
Thank you, Sovereign. Neighbors, fear not the corporatists at our gates. They present no threat to our way of life. No more than the odd cultist or those turncoats in the Order. Our enemies covet our abundance. Such avarice is a rabid wolf clawing at the door. When the people hunger for more, they will cut down their own brethren to sate their appetites. If we are to continue building the great perfection we've set our hearts and minds to, we cannot abide even a crack in our foundation. That is all it takes for such scourge to work its way in. Vigilance is a virtue. Be wary of trespassers. Their ideologies can be corrosive to the vital cogs in our clockwork. More than ever, remain watchful of your neighbors. Better to be safe than seditious. Report any odd behaviors. My sentinels are never far, always watching, always listening.
Now you know all you need to know. So on we go. Another song in an expertly curated playlist, picked out explicitly for you. The Sovereign's Chosen.
Every day I am giving all myself to his name. I know this to be true. He cares for you. Sovereign deserves all your love. Every day he's uplifting
Protectorate Sanctioned Wireless presents I, Red Cloak, the reassuring adventures of a mysterious sentinel who roots out the rot of dangerous thought. I, Red Cloak. Her sentinel senses ever keen, the eyes of the Sovereign, watching you, your neighbors, your household pets, ensuring all subjects live in perfection, lockstep with the paradigm. Episode 1. Unwholesome food for thought.
Don't let the unhealthful foodstuffs of this eating establishment distract you, fellow Sentinel Dunning. We're deep in Auntie's territory for a reason. To find the Order's spy.
Understood, Sentinel Redcloak. The turncoat is supposed to meet their corporate contact here. Rest assured, my eyes are attentive, even as my stomach revolts. How these wage slaves survive on this artificial swill is beyond.
Can I get you robust individuals another trough of Auntie Cleo and Pal's Borstwurst? Perhaps an additional flavor packet of emulsified meat shavings?
Thank you, no, food vendor. Just the meal bill, if you please.
Fine. The food tally comes to 77 bits.
Very well. My companion here will pay.
Plus an additional 25% for utensil rental and byproduct disposal surcharges.
Merciful law. 25%?
What a surprise. I must feed my addiction to needless wares and tawdry luxuries like everyone else in my materialistic society.
These void damn drones beg for compensation at every turn, Redcloak. I despise them.
No, Dunning. Pity them. While we have the Sovereign to see to our every want, these big grubbers must seek angles and scams, burdening others to eke out their empty existence.
How I miss home's abundance.
We'll be home soon enough. Just pay the surcharge, companion. I'll help with the calculation. 25% of 77 bits is
19.25.
Right. Why not round to 20 for ease of bookkeeping?
But the correct methodology for rounding this decimal is to the next lower whole number. In this case...
My suspicions confirmed. You're the very turncoat we've been searching for, Dunning.
Egad! You fell your companion in one well-nourished punch. How did you know he was not your true compatriot?
Let's just say it all added up.
Hands where I can see them, Red Cloak.
I knew there was something suspect about you, food vendor. So you're the spy's corporate contact.
The tales of your astuteness ring true, Red Cloak. Troopers, the trap is sprung. We have Red Cloak.
The Sovereign, in his infinite wisdom, might show you mercy. I'm not as wise as the Sovereign.
And so our hero Red Cloak exposed the Order sympathizer, only to become ensnared deep in Auntie's territory. Will she escape their corporate clutches? Yes, of course she will. Those who express doubt regarding the abilities of a true and upright Protectorate Sentinel should seek mental refreshment at once. Our hero's reassuring adventures continue in the next episode of I, Red Cloak. It's obligatory listening wireless entertainment.
I find myself asking, what would Red Cloak do? Dutifully transition to other content, of course. The following song was composed, performed, and recorded under the explicit direction of the Sovereign, and as such, reflects his excessively high standards. ensuring programming in line with the paradigm. This is Protectorate Sanctioned Wireless. It is the duty of every Protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
Only the Protectorate possesses the advanced technology and know-how behind the mental refreshment process. That's why we are all happy and contented, and others are not.
The mental refreshment process increases tractability, stifles undue agitatement, stymies untoward inclinations, and refashions the mind into a thing of symmetry.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate seal for their assigned work? Report them for mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea, it's the law. Well then, moving on.
Here's a little number to get your feet tapping and your mind meditating on the perfection of Protectorate society.
That one was requested by the Consul for everyone's neighbor Prudence. How neighborly of him.
Here's a song for you to enjoy while you solemnly reflect on your sworn duty to our idyllic society.
Commander, a moment of your time, if you would. Commander, I'm glad I managed to intercept you before we left. There's something of utmost importance I wish to discuss. Relax, Commander. You are not under my authority to judge. Though if you were, that phrase alone would have certainly seen you hauled off to mental refreshment. I received a message from a close friend of mine, Virgil. He was my co-protege under the Supreme Arbiter. His message claimed he had information relevant to the Supreme Arbiter's death. He wishes to meet with me at the Vox Relay on Paradise Island. You asked before, and I did not mention it. But with Virgil's message, I now must warn you. Our greatest suspect in the Supreme Arbiter's murder is the Protectorate's consul. I would gladly give my life for his without hesitation, and he for mine. We are brothers beyond blood. It has been some time since the two of us last crossed paths, but little shall have changed between us. Of this, I have no doubt. If there is one person throughout all of Arcadia who I can presently trust, it is Virgil. He, too, seeks the perpetrator of the Supreme Arbiter's death, and he too supports the Sovereign over all else. And that's without mentioning our lifelong friendship.
In fact, all of them do, because as you know, he composed every single one. More music to aid in your earnest rumination.
It was actually his suggestion we divide and conquer. As our operational philosophies differ ever so slightly, this seemed a good plan. Virgil often prefers to watch rather than act, and was often lenient with sentencing where I was not. This behavior was often criticized by the Supreme Arbiter, but there have been occasional rare instances where treating a subject with mercy ultimately resulted in better behavior. It is a novel, albeit strange, philosophy. Our mentor always disdained him thoroughly, and he our mentor. If anyone would have had reason to slay her, it would have been him. But we have needed evidence. Evidence that I believe Virgil now possesses. Very good. I hope we shall see him at your earliest convenience. I feel this shall most certainly set our investigation into motion.
Did you need something? Happy to provide unbiased observational data. Ah, your young colleague. Competent, practical, crack shot. Saddened by his years of isolation, but also honed like me. He would be a formidable target of assassination. Oh, he seems like a nice young man, dear. You want me to say something nice, dear? He has good taste in adventure serials, I suppose. Otherwise, no redeeming qualities. I must admit I wrote off these corporatists as shallow bit obsessed simpletons. I still do on average, but she falls far outside their norm. Her model is a design classic, and the aftermarket mods she received from Niles are most impressive. We'd be dead many times over without her. She makes me laugh more than anyone. Whatever's on your mind. Presiding Bishop Orlo, yes. Ruth Bazaar's predecessor. And better. Now there was a scientician. A true adherent to order principles. Ran an efficient operation to boot. Are you asking me to reveal details of high-level covert operations? For the former head of the Order? To you, an agent for another party? I doubt you're willing to offer me a thorough accounting of your past assignments. And I bet the Earth Directorate had you on all sorts of clandestine initiatives. I'm not saying never, but we only just met, dear. Trust takes time. For a while, I'd hoped all this recent brouhaha, the schism, invasion, the rifts, was part of some long-foreseen predictive plan on her part, something oblique only at the moment. The more time passes, the less I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I'm missing a few key variables, or maybe she's a bit mathematically challenged. Because all the good mathematical terms were already taken by my predecessors? Because nothing gets past me, someone once thought, perhaps. I'm sure I don't know, dear. Whoever came up with that particular sobriquet is surely long since dead and buried. Hopefully by my hand. I try to kill only when necessary. Granted, our missions mean that occurs fairly often. I assume that's in line with your thinking, too. Yes? Yes, this verbal resolution thing is, well, quite novel. I'm amazed how often it actually works. Keep expecting half these hull heads to argue themselves into an early grave. Inquire away. I may even respond. Happier? Me? Really? I suppose that is an applicable term. Hope it's not getting in the way of the work. Are you satisfied with my performance? Anything to note? I tend to agree, though I didn't see things that way before. Thank you. May all our travails add to the equation. If x is the square root of -1, may the plan...
Let us make our way to Paradise Island at once.
Stop right there, Arbiter Rao. Though I am here on official business, I would prefer to keep this cordial. The Consul seeks answers related to your recent activities. I approach you openly in the hopes that you will comply with his request and come with me peaceably.
What do you blather about? Delay me and you will pay the price. Not only do I have more pressing business with a colleague, but I do not answer to sentinels or the consul.
Questions of intent. Now, what shall it be, Arbiter Rao? I sent the message that drew you here. Virgil shall not arrive to aid your decision-making.
Virgil's not coming, you say? Curious. And here I was thinking I was already present.
Virgil! Touting your flair for the dramatic, even now, I see. But I fear our reunion must wait until we've dealt with this pawn of the consul.
I had not expected a third party, but it is so much the better. I'm afraid you must come with me as well, Arbiter Montag.
A sentinel demanding anything of me? What madness! Neither Tristan nor I shall accompany you anywhere. Any attempts to force us shall be met with violent reprisal.
I'm somewhat embarrassed to acknowledge that, in my haste to see Virgil, I seem to have led us into a trap. Though ironically, it appears Virgil has been caught as well.
This fool impersonated my credentials, triggering a system alert that led me here. A lowly deception, even for one of the consul's own.
It was a necessary deception, and one not undertaken lightly. Its aim was to draw your colleague here without bloodshed, for I know he would not have arrived at my request.
Your explanation does not pull my heartstrings, Sentinel. Yet you at least had the sense not to assail us outright. Surrender, and perhaps you may yet live.
You may not believe me, but I have much admiration for the work you and Arbiter Montag have done for the Protectorate. I've no wish to fight. Enough loyal subjects have died in this war. Come willingly and peaceably, I beseech you. Both Arbiter Rao and Arbiter Montag were explicitly requested to return to Praetor by the Consul, alongside all other Arbiters some months ago. Refusal without reason is treasonous.
And I'm sure that if we went, we would have been returned whole, neither interrogated nor mentally refreshed. As if your master's nefarious agenda would allow that.
I've no inkling of what you speak. My only master is the Protectorate. My only agenda, the return of peace throughout Arcadia.
For the same reason that a sprat would not answer a Canid's invitation to dinner.
Not quite how I would put it. We simply do not answer to the Consul. I viewed answering his summons as contradictory with my present duties, and chose to ignore them.
If you had nothing to hide, you would have answered his summons. Now, I'm here to make certain you can avoid them no longer.
This conversation is a farce, but Tristan and I are equals. I wish not to act without his agreement.
For my part, I may suspect the Consul's agents, but I do appreciate that the circumstances of their role is unique. If a fellow Protectorate citizen engages me in combat, I am within my rights to defend myself. But this Sentinel has come to me openly, under the norms of Protectorate law. From his perspective, I could almost see his point.
The tumult of invasion gave them an opportunity to abandon us. Their contributions were always exaggerated. They practiced junk scientism in the name of hokum, grand plans, universal equations, ignoring the guiding light of our paradigm, which always foretold the gulf between Protectorate faithful and the Order. In truth, those math worshippers didn't abandon us. We left them to rot their own overwrought thought.
Well, that, as they say, is that. What's next? Another song in an expertly curated playlist picked out explicitly for you. The Sovereign's chosen.
Quite right. What do you have in mind? Very well. But be warned, I'm not exactly trained in the art of improvisation. We'll need a very good reason for my not answering the console summons.
You don't look like a scientist.
It's true. I tested it. Then I used my facial hair to kill an Auntie's Choice officer. It was grisly.
I see. It would appear I misjudged this situation after all. I must reinterpret my orders. Accosting you illegally and the subsequent punishment would be mortifying.
So he's chosen not to attack, but the situation has not changed. We spare him. His master gains another tool to cover up the Supreme Arbiter's death.
What are you talking about? I do not seek to hide the Supreme Arbiter's death. I seek to find her killer. Such was next on my list of duties, after I apprehended you.
This is all clearly a tactic on the Consul's behalf. By sending out his agents, he seeks to deflect suspicion from himself. That is, if our compatriot here speaks true.
What must you think of me, or my fellow Sentinels, that you'd even suggest I'd lie to arbiters? I'm not the one positing scurrilous accusations about our beloved Consul. But you needn't take me at my word. My next assignment was to investigate the Oculus collating post. A hidden room there may contain information pertinent to the investigation. Secret is a misnomer. The room appears to have been built by mistake. But someone forestalled its demolition without marking it on station blueprints. This is what is suspect.
Or it is yet another falsity, intended to draw us close before snapping our necks.
It's a risk worth taking. I can endure whatever the Consul sends my way, and if there is a minuscule chance that this Sentinel speaks true, we must investigate.
I'm pleased to be of service, in some manner or another. Protectorate subjects should aid one another.
And your mind meditating on the perfection of Protectorate society.
If you had not interrupted me, I would have committed a terrible injustice upon my brethren. If I am to be punished for my failing, I will suffer the consequences head high. I will take my leave of the lot of you, and in peace. It is my sincere hope that circumstances are as you claim, lest we be forced to meet again.
I shall follow him out, just to certify he intends to act as he speaks. That's done with. He left peaceably, as he said, though I have my doubts for how long.
That was some impressively savvy improvisation before, Commander. Without you, circumstances would have certainly devolved into a battle to the death.
I'll spare you my doubts for the umpteenth time, Tristan. I just hope the risk is worthwhile.
I appreciate your caution, but it is quite unnecessary. My comrade and I will look into Oculus Collating Post. Yes, but never for long, and it's been many years. I also have no recollection of any hidden room, so we may have some hunting to do. I regret we've not had more time to talk, Virgil. It has been ages.
Worry not. I'm certain we'll have plenty of time to converse when you've finished your investigation. I have several leads of my own to pursue, as a matter of fact. Until our paths cross again, my friend. I shall make certain no other puppets of the Consul yet seek us. On your way.
I've only visited Oculus Collating Post a handful of times, and that was long before its deprecation. But something is to be found there, I'm sure of it.
And now, the latest word on superior Protectorate products. Crabbles are large crustacean-like creatures that travel in herds and are native to Arcadia. Though usually docile, their massive size, enormous claws, and thick shells make
Certainly. I consider myself an open tome. Virgil and I are just as close as any blood-related set of individuals. He is a true and able ally, one to be relied upon in almost any circumstance. We make extremely effective compatriots. Where I am swift to action, Virgil often contemplates his deeds before they come to pass. I fear this war favors myself more than him. It's a shame there may only be one supreme arbiter. I would enjoy continuing to work beside Virgil. But alas, it is not to be.
This is Protectorate-sanctioned wireless. Social guidance and approved messaging, punctuated by acceptable music.
Dear neighbors, gather round the wireless for this multi-part chat with a man possessing a commanding, yet comforting vocal timbre. Emery Thoreau, more simply known as the Consul. Greetings, Consul. Now you are more than just our beloved Sovereign's dear friend. You are his right hand.
Not quite his right hand, Prudence. His firm hand. I enforce his benevolence.
And you enforce it so faithfully. I'm sure I speak for all subjects when I say thank you for your service. It must be such a burden.
Not at all. I have help from the Sentinels, of course. All subjects rest easy knowing these agents walk hidden among us, forever vigilant for despoilers of our perfect life. I have bestowed them with the authority to serve and protect all faithful subjects. Only wrongdoers have anything to fear. Thus my Sentinels free me to fulfill my own purpose.
A purpose we have found all along. Thank you for inspiring us, Consul. Before you go, might I ask you to sing a bit of Gloria in your wonderful baritone?
No. You know full well what would happen if I broke into song. I will only be torturing the Sovereign's
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Replenishing my fire.
Without complaint or groan, for Arcadia, our nation's strongest stone. Gloria, Arcadia,
Through here.
Do I detect a spot of muck on my armor? I shall make it speak freely.
This is Protectorate Sanctioned Wireless. Essential listening for all subjects. It is the duty of every Protectorate.
Fulfill my own purpose.
A purpose we've kept you from overlong. Thank you for inspiring us, Consul. Before you go, might I ask you to sing a bit of Gloria Arcadia in... your wonderful baritone?
No, I know full well what broke into song. I will only be
And there he goes.
If x is the square root of -1, and you just made the plan.
Let's try this again now. What's next? Our station offers only the best in music for Protectorate. Because our way is superior to others.
This ship is certainly... I suppose there's something charming about its lived-in nature. I recall this place. These stations have been automated since my day, though this one has certainly accrued dust. Odd that it would be in a state of lockdown. I have a general override that should allow us entry, but anything specific to local systems, including security systems, may be beyond me. What in places? These security measures should not be operational. The station seems to be on reserve power. We'd best tread carefully. Let us proceed with due haste.
Gather around the receiver with your neighbors. This is Protectorate Sanctioned Wireless, your trusted source for wholesome melodies and inspiring reports on community goings-on.
Savor this moment, neighbors. Our beneficent sovereign has deemed it time for another splendiferous speech, or as we are obliged to call it, his golden bestowment.
Such a wonderful introduction, Prudence. She truly is everyone's perfect neighbor, isn't she? Which brings me to the topic of this bestowment. Neighborliness. The tie that binds. Like any good neighbor, I fulfill my assigned duty, tirelessly nurturing our perfect system. But its health depends on the neighbor as well. A true neighbor does whatever it takes to keep their community free of insidious elements that would harm the whole. We must all hold each other accountable in these disrupted times. So, my beloved subjects, never hesitate to report your concerns. Your neighbors.
Now you know all you need to know, so on we go. Remember to get your feet tapping and your mind meditating on the perfection of Protectorate society.
Well, no one is here, lying in ambush. Perhaps some stray systemic error activated the entryway defenses. We'd best first report to security ops, lift this lockdown. From there, we can set about reactivating the station's primary power, which will allow us to... A footprint in the dust? This station shouldn't have received visitors in years. Be on guard. Someone else may be here.
My passcode shall not work on this terminal. Unlocking it may be a creative and...
That's why we are all happy and contented. Others are not.
The mental refreshment increases tractability, stifles undue agitation, stymies untoward inclination.
Good effort lifting the lockdown. We may now reactivate the station in the reactor room.
Appropriate seal for their assigned work. Report them for mental refreshment.
The reactor activation circuits shall likely be dysfunctional. It's a known issue with these old stations. Let me look. Corroded transistors, dust in the actuator. Did a sprat gnaw on this? Sweet.
zeal shows deficiency. Quick mental tune-ups may be all that they need to resume peak efficiency.
Sovereign, what a mess. There. I think I have it. Let us hope my override does not trigger any security alerts. Let us proceed with due haste. Good. This should avail us of a much simpler search. Let us return to the central room once more and see.
I shall not
stay your execution. Be wary for anything that may be a clue as to the hidden room's location.
Passcode is Limber. No. Let's try Amulet. No. Wingtip. No. Sovereign's Gavel. I should remember this. Damn it! Oh! Wait. Oh, no.
Stay whatever fool words you ready in your defense, for they shall avail you not. I accuse you of trespassing upon the private domain of the Sovereign. For these crimes... Wait. I know you. Luther Okada? What in blazes are you doing here? And why do you wear a Sub Rosa uniform?
Because I work for Sub Rosa? More than that, I don't think I can say, Cadet Rao. Mostly because I'm not supposed to, but also because I can't remember.
Okada is, or was, a petty troublemaker, though a crafty one. As cadets, Virgil and I apprehended him often. Sometimes Virgil let him go, but he usually went to mental refreshment.
Often enough to know the technicians by name. Until I forgot them again.
This truly is no ploy. But mental refreshment is supposed to return wayward subjects to the proper path, not cause... whatever this is. Despite his faults, the Okada I knew was ultimately benign. But the fact remains that he now trespasses in a secure facility. Duty dictates that I must execute him. That's a wise path. One that shall give me time to contemplate what must be done.
An Arbiter used the word execute in the last few seconds, yet I remain alive? Didn't think that was possible. I was sent here to do a specific job, but some of the details are hazy. Gives me conniptions. I was hired by an anonymous third party. They provided me with the station's location and credentials to bypass its defenses. May have tripped a few on my way here. Can't recall. I was told the station was abandoned, which it clearly isn't, and to break into this terminal and delete the information on it. That is all I know. Well, I'm surprised too. This used to be second nature. Now I'm nothing.
Ignorance does not excuse criminal action. Even if you did not know the severity of this infiltration, it remains a deadly serious infraction.
He and the other one must have put me away close to 12 times each. I used to be something of a ne'er-do-well.
Ne'er-do-well is a polite term. He was a repeat malefactor. I believe last time we met, he'd vandalized a janitorial automech in an attempt to make it spew profanity.
I got 18 months of hard labor for that. Served me right.
As much as I'd prefer not to admit it, you may be right. Whoever hired him must not have known about his addled mind. They were moving quickly, desperately.
I didn't used to be like this. I can still sneak with the best of them. Not being able to remember doesn't make me any worse as an agent. It doesn't!
Any of my fellow arbiters would have killed you before this conversation began. But I can't decide whether to disdain or pity you. I don't know that I can. He is a trespasser. His slipping mind matters not. My duty dictates it. Killing Okada may not affect the one who hired him, but his trespass is an indelible fact. He should not be here. That doesn't mean anything. An arbiter cannot trespass. And even if I could, I still act with the Protectorate's best interests in mind. Not out of some base self-interest. Were the situation different, perhaps I could look the other way. But Okada has clearly defected, and is thus not afforded such a luxury. I am familiar with the concept, but in the Protectorate, intent matters little. Manslaughter still results in death. Sedition can happen unconsciously, just as it may consciously. Best to punish equally, and damn the no-man's land between, even should it catch the occasional straggler. Though this is hardly the place for a discussion about Protectorate law, I do at least see your point. It is fortunate you have gained my trust, for I would not bend to one who had not. Justice must serve a purpose. Okada may live. and I hope we shan't regret it. Be gone. You've been granted your final stay of execution. Should our paths ever cross again, you know what will occur.
I didn't think this would happen. Thank you, Cadet Rao. My apologies for all the strife I caused over the years. And you. Without you, I would have been reduced to my composite parts. Here, take these. I suppose you'll have more use for them than I, in my present state.
Allowing a Sub Rosa agent to leave with his life in the heart of a protectorate nation. We may have to speak on this further, but let us see what we came here for first. The hint pertaining to the passcode on that terminal, I believe I know the answer. It is contained in a phrase the Supreme Arbiter drilled into our heads for many years. Our work at the refugee camp did not slake your investigative hunger? I doubt you'll be able to surmise it exactly, but come even close, and I shall be impressed. For myself, the Supreme Arbiter, and Virgil especially, if judgment is the Arbiter's gavel, what is the Arbiter's scalpel? Ah, you've got the spirit exactly, if not the word itself. Very nice. An Arbiter's gavel is judgment, and an Arbiter's scalpel is analysis. Try entering that.
Protectorate-sanctioned wireless. Essential listening for all subjects. It is the duty of every Protectorate subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times. The paradigm requires it. That's why mental refreshment is so important.
Only the Protectorate possesses the advanced technology and know-how behind the mental refreshment process. That's why we are all happy and contented. And others are not.
The mental refreshment process increases tractability, stifles undue agitation, stymies untoward inclinations, and refashions the mind into a thing of symmetry.
Is a fellow subject lacking the appropriate seal for their assigned work? Report them for mental refreshment post-haste. It's not just a good idea, it's the law. Stand by for further reassuring content.
The following song was composed, performed, and recorded under the explicit direction of the Sovereign, and as such, reflects his excessively high standards.
Never a
From that terminal, it sounds as if the Supreme Arbiter had some sort of business with the Consul. To what end, I wonder? The tone of her response seemed relaxed, but I do not believe she would have met with the Consul unless she had no other choice. And that feckless agent. I don't understand his aim or who he would be working for. Only the Consul. But the Protectorate does not ally itself with Sub Rosa. I couldn't imagine the Consul pinning his duties on someone so clearly out of sorts as our recently departed friend. Besides, he has his own agents. Well, at least we found what we needed on the Supreme Arbiter's terminal. I only hope whatever awaits us at Central Control is less tumultuous. As for Okada, I'm not sure what to think. My decision to allow him to go free was at odds with all I have been taught. He was a traitor and should have died. Yet, I cannot help but feel strangely justified. My role does not allow for mercy. I am supposed to uphold the Protectorate's laws. How can I claim thus if I allowed a traitor to go free? Objectively to whom? Damn it! Forget this. Forget it all. I can't allow any specter of doubt to creep into my decisions. Let us list this incident as a fluke and move on. Altogether, I think visiting this station was fruitful for my ultimate task. Hopefully, we'll grow ever closer to discovering the Supreme Arbiter's true killer. And, circumstances aside, I appreciate your accompanying me here, Commander. It means much. Now let us return to the incognito and plan out our next steps. It would appear our next stop is Praetor, specifically Central Control. I look forward to traveling there, once you've sufficiently prepared.
No. The Sentinel worked on the Consul's behalf. I do note that the agent was an odd wrinkle. But that still does not fly in the face of what I believe. Excellent. I look forward to it.
Marisol's something, huh? She had everyone fooled, and then she turns around, exposes Svoboda for what she is, and reveals herself to be the endpoint. What kind of name even is that? She reminds me of the serial heroes I wanted to be just like when I was a kid. I'd tell her if I thought she'd appreciate it. There's something inspiring about someone who knows exactly what they are and entertains no nonsense. Anyway, this is me saying I think she was a good get. Much better having her in our corner than staring down the barrel of her gun, that's for certain. She's probably already got bugs listening in on us, so we ought to just stop there. How personal are we talking? Yeah, figured you might. I want to say up front that I got nothing against you or your crew. Ain't one to judge the firearm by its plating, but the Earth Directorate itself, it's got much to answer for. The Earth Directorate swore a promise to every colony out there. That if you plea for help, help will come. Maybe not immediately, but you know, maybe sometime this decade. But that's all a heap of shit. You know how many of us in Tau Ceti tried to send messages? And when that didn't work, how we begged the stars for the Earth Directorate to save us? They never responded. Never showed up. Not when I was a child, certainly not by the time Auntie's Choice came around. You ask me, you're selling folk a lie. I know that. I see you doing all you can to help folk. Look, I ain't holding you to account for the Earth Directorate's ills. No more than anyone would hold me to those of Auntie's Choice. We're our own people. No matter how often I'm hit in the face with that fact, with you, with Ethel, it's rather easy to forget at times. But talking through this reminds me. And I appreciate it, Commander. Nor do I. Fine by me. Oh, come on. It's just a hobby. An obvious one at that. I picked up drawing from the grandpa in the domicile next door back in Tau Ceti. When I was a kid, he told me the best way to appreciate nature was to create some of your own and carry it with you. The notion's taken on a bit of a different meaning now with Auntie, but I reckon that grandpa has the right of it. Vincent. He used to draw posters and ads for Spacer's Choice. He had style. Of course, that didn't last. Age caught up and his hands started failing him. Couldn't draw, couldn't lift heavy objects, could hardly walk without exerting himself. And in Tau Ceti, if you couldn't work, you didn't get ration cards. We shared what we could with him, of course, but what we got already wasn't much. Last day I saw him, he refused the half Saltuna can I tried to give him. Said it was him lending me his strength. He was gone the next day. We searched all over, then realized he must have wandered off into the wilderness, not wanting to be a burden. We never found him. Can't hardly open a tin without thinking about him now. So if you're wondering why I still hold a candle for Auntie's Choice, after everything, It's because I know had Auntie arrived just 4 months earlier, Vincent might still be alive. It's been years now since I talked about it. He was a good man. He deserved better. So did the rest of us. Anyhow, ain't meaning to talk your ear off. Fine by me. Not great. It was a mining colony under Spacer's Choice. Didn't have much, but my parents worked hard to ensure we had shelter and a warm meal every day. They're good folk. I love them. But I don't think they ever quite grasped how bad things were before Auntie's Choice came. They warned me not to join up, you know. Said we'd all get burned if we put too much stock in the promises of this foreign corporation. But I'd rather take a risk on them than be resigned to how things were. Our colony was isolated, which meant our Spacer's Choice overlords could do as they saw fit. Everyone lived in squalor, save for a select few. We were little more than workhorses. Those of us at the bottom only found joy with our families, our friends. But love alone can't get you through the toughest, darkest winters. I miss the sunsets, and my folks, though I know they're well taken care of nowadays. But that's about it. Most of my friends joined up when I did, so we took our community with us. Leaving my hometown itself, it was an eager farewell. No, not at all. But I ain't sure my folks oppose them now. They have good jobs and a roof that doesn't leak. The ones who didn't adjust, however, was our management. Some of them tried to cut a deal. Company secrets in exchange for an entry-level administrative role, and made it out okay. But most violently opposed the takeover, and that ain't hypothetical. Reckon a bullet in the gray matter was more palatable than being forced to the bottom rung. Says it all, really. Fine by me.
Unless it's Borstwurst.
Marisol Delgado has been added to the ship roster and has claimed her quarters. This unit has also been informed by Agent Delgado that she is not to be disturbed while resting unless the ship is on fire, and even then only if it nears my quarters. This unit is available to answer any queries. Which member of the Incognito would you like assessed? Agent Delgado has... This unit is...
Agent, what do you need? May all...
Ah, Commander. Come in.
Did you need me for something?
favorite agent, huh? High praise with all that competition in the rankings. How will I ever recover? Huh. To tell the truth, I'm feeling a bit wrung out, but it ain't anything new in particular. I have good days and bad, pain-wise. Today's the latter. Oh, I'll take a deferral on that one. Kind of you to offer, I think. I just need a little downtime. Running about causes all sorts of aches and pains, as you can imagine. Some realer than others. Don't worry, though. I'll be ready when you need me. Ironically, it's sitting or standing still that hurts most. All the fluids sort of pool. Guessing I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, though. What's a... Nope, never mind. I don't want to know. My stump shrinker? Yeah, it's not bad at reducing swelling, helping with circulation and such. Won't say it's the most comfortable thing to wear, but it gets the job done. Ah, well, Zeb got it for me. Done my best to keep it in good shape. No idea where I'd get another one if I lost it. I appreciate that, but in truth, ain't much you could have done, really. Not early on, anyway. Took some time for me to regain my balance and learn how to shift with the prosthetic. Won't lie, it was discouraging at first. Felt like I'd never be at home in my body again. I told you about Zeb and I fighting the good fight against the Protectorate. It was mostly that, trying to help people where I could. Oh, and I continued following orders to watch the colony, sent reports back, requested extraction on a number of occasions, got denied each time. You think so? I've wondered myself. At the time, I mostly felt like they hung me out to dry, but could be you're right. I also thought, at least in those first few years, that you might be out there somewhere too. That maybe, against all odds, you survived. Kept me going, that hope. Wait, Commander. Before you head off, how are you faring? I was thinking to myself just now, here you are checking in on me, but you must be feeling some kind of way about all of this too. Waking up 10 years from the time you knew, in a hostile colony at war, and with apocalypse on the horizon. Wonder why that is. I won't pry any further, but if you ever need to talk, or if you have a sudden, burning desire to learn about, I don't know, fuselage maintenance, I'll be here. Need some time on my own for a bit, Commander.
Neighbors, celebrate your good fortune. Our beneficent sovereign has chosen this well-timed moment for another bestowment.
My devoted subjects, hear me as I pontificate on the topic of corporatist invaders. That scourge of self-indulgers who would push their unwholesome byproducts on Arcadia. Their presence is no cause for disquieting thoughts. This desperate invasion only demonstrates the perfection of our system. They believe in nothing, but want everything, while we believe in much, yet want for nothing. Let them envy our contentment and leave as they came, empty-handed and empty-hearted.
Well, that, as they say, is that. What's next? Next up, music to invigorate your mind, so you can serve the greater good at a brisk pace, with a true adherent's zeal.
Let us make our way to central control forthwith.
And now, the latest word on superior protective products.
Neither migraines, nor muscle aches, nor plasma weapon cauterizations will stay thee from thine appointed tasks. When duty calls, call on Matriarch's own Mercy Oxymorphone. It's the pain subjugator.
Such perfect products, the envy of our rivals. But let's not gloat. Another song in an expertly curated playlist, picked out explicitly for you, the Sovereign's Chosen.
Everyone needs to be vigilant, not just our betters who are vigilant. Eyes wide open, see all you can see. There is no community without scrutiny. Watch any neighbors talking low. Watch any neighbors eating slow. Pay close attention everywhere you go. Everyone staying in the know. Who watches the watchers? You and me forever. Who watches the watchers? We all watch together. Watch any neighbors who oversleep.
Keep from arresting attention for your sake.
A beautiful song from a bygone era, still fresh and relevant today, like a hopeful dream trapped in amber. Here's a little number to get your feet tapping and your mind meditating on the perfection of Protectorate society.
Taking punitive action!
Resolute, courageous, steadfast, fervent.
I believe what we need is on that terminal. I'll see if I can find my way in. The terminal's locked, which is no surprise. See if you can find some method to bypass its passcode. Did you hear that? I think something may have unlocked. I think this may unlock the terminal, but the toggle mechanism appears compromised. I shall hold it. You attempt to gain access to the machine. You must finish reading through that terminal. The elevator's been summoned from below. Someone's coming up! Hurry!
Consul Thoreau, I'm sure you're surprised to be receiving this message, and thus I can assume you already know my intent. Even considering aligning myself against the Sovereign is like sticking my hand in boiling oil. Yet my dead charges spur me forward. 10 scores of Arcadia's finest, at least 10 scores, died in defense of Golden Ridge. And does the region lie in our control? No. We fled like sprats, all at Varric's behest. I shall lower myself to work with you, Consul. I will help you uphold your plan to... Hold... What in blazes? How long have you been standing there? What did you hear?
I cannot believe what I heard. I cannot. Actually, it wasn't. Perhaps at first, until I discerned her true intentions. My mentor hated the Consul and was deeply devoted to the Sovereign. She'd never speak thus, unless she was trying to lure the Consul into a trap.
Those unable to accept the truth do often invent their own.
What I'm proposing is eminently plausible. It may be beyond you to see her machinations, but it's obvious to me that this was merely an intricate play. It's all that makes sense. Don't twist in me! Just because the situation looks dire doesn't mean... Wait, do you hear that?
Arbiter Rao, I finally got you. Submit quietly to the Protectorate's justice for your manifold transgressions.
Are you insane? Who are you? And on whose authority do you claim to judge me?
My name is Junior Arbiter Mayhall, and I operate on Arbiter Mandate, as you did once. Now, no questions. This is already going to be difficult enough.
It's logical. The Sentinels have all but taken over Central Control. It stands to reason the few Arbiters still trained here would only be Sentinels in armored regalia.
I cannot deny that Central Control has changed, but... What am I saying? I need not defend myself from the likes of you.
Enough! This has been an unpleasant day and my patience is gone. Your accusations are baseless, and accosting a higher-ranked Arbiter is grounds for arbitration.
They're far from baseless. You stand accused of abandoning your post, of infiltrating Protectorate facilities with opaque aims, and of hampering the Protectorate war effort. There's no discussion to be had with criminals. I needed to see firsthand that Arbiter Rao had abandoned his station. He has, and must meet my judgment.
These accusations of yours are slander. If you believe false bravado shall save you from my wrath, you're sorely mistaken. At Oculus, and again at the Vox, you showed me that the law may be interpreted. Clemency can be granted where before it would be unthinkable. Here my sense of duty clamors to be answered. But as much as it surprises me to admit it, I think you're correct. To this recruit, I've diverged from the path of righteousness. Slaying her for sincerely trying to do what is right would be a farce of justice. I would not. But I know the reality of swaying an arbiter from their chosen path. It's likely this situation may devolve into violence regardless.
What is this insanity? I would never imagine an arbiter balking from their chosen course. I had hoped Arbiter Rao would come to his senses, but obviously to no avail. I may not wish to judge him. I may not understand what has come over him. It is of no consequence. His crimes against the Protectorate are all that matters.
Cherished subjects, permit me this opportunity to celebrate a fellow who does not get the attention he so justly deserves. You know him as Consul Emery Thoreau, trusted counselor to myself and my illustrious father before me. The Consul is a paragon of wisdom and strength.
What junior arbiter isn't? He was one of the Supreme Arbiter's protégés. It was he who brought the traitorous senior warden of Pharaoh's Bastion to justice. It was the first I'd ever heard of evidence collection. When I heard that story, I knew, or thought, that Arbiter Rao had a true belief in justice. And that appeared logical. After all, he's meant to represent a shining example of what we all hope to become. All I know is that I'll have a great many framed images I'll need to get rid of after this.
He was simply doing his duty, just as you or I must every day. Killing him would have been wrong, even though attempting to arrest me was a criminal act.
That's even worse than I thought. You chose not to do your duty, and expect telling me so would soften my decision to judge you?
The Supreme Arbiter taught me to follow my own sense of justice. And I have. Use your mind. Think about what I did. What you intend to do. Is this moral? Is this right?
What of it? Someone has to stop him.
Ironic. You came here to judge me for much the same reason I have, as you so claim, deserted. I chose to investigate the Supreme Arbiter's death on my own. You chose to investigate my departure on your own. You seek to judge me for the very crime you are guilty of.
That's impossible. I refuse to believe we both could be guilty if we were simply following what we were taught.
We don't know that for certain, but to an onlooker, without our knowledge, it could seem that way. And such presumed traitorousness would be very confusing.
Even the Supreme Arbiter has struggled with this? That doesn't seem possible. But I suppose there's no way to ask her now. I shall trust your words. Consider my hand stayed. I can see that judging Tristan would only rob the Protectorate of another of its servants. It seems I must reflect on this matter.
It would appear we're in agreement. Neither of us shall raise a hand against the other. I'm pleased.
Wasn't expecting such a mature resolution from our little arbiter. I'm impressed. And not even in a backhanded compliment sort of way.
So, what course of action do we take now?
All subjects, join everyone's neighbor Prudence in prideful reflection of our fellows.
It's important for an arbiter to use their forebrain. Next time you encounter something as strange as a loyal arbiter diverging from the path of righteousness, investigate. You may find more questions than answers. But deciphering them and interpreting justice as best we can is how we might serve Arcadia.
Uphold justice in my way. I'll attempt to remember that, Arbiter Rao. Thank you.
Glory to the Protectorate, Junior Arbiter. Make me proud. I'm pleased we were able to resolve that altercation peaceably. Robbing Arcadia of an enthusiastic recruit would have given me little joy.
Appreciate you using your forebrain for a change.
You know, I'd even venture to say she reminded me just a little of myself as a lad.
He will defend till the end in sickness and in health. Stand by for further reassuring content.
Another beauteous melody granted by the grace of the Sovereign.
I assure you, I was once there. Any arbiter of note must build their character on a foundation of enthusiasm. All this excitement did not make me forget the confession on the Supreme Arbiter's terminal. I have to bring it to Virgil. Together, we can discover exactly what transpired. Have you lived all your life within the Protectorate? No. What do you know about what makes an arbiter? I refuse to question the Supreme Arbiter, just as I refuse to cast every belief I hold dear into the mud. Push me no more. Virgil will know what to make of this. Together we'll figure out what to do. I'll message him when we return to the ship. Hopefully he shall respond. Quickly.
The Tomb of the Matriarch. An exhibition to the wonders of the Protectorate's founder. I trust you are suitably armed?
Ensuring all subjects live in perfection, lockstep with the paradigm. Episode 1. Unwholesome food for thought.
Don't let the unhealthful foodstuffs of this eating establishment distract you, fellow Sentinel Dunning. We're deep in Auntie's territory for a reason. To find the Order's spy.
Understood, Sentinel Redcloak. The turncoat is supposed to meet their corporate contact here. Rest assured, my eyes are attentive, even as my stomach revolts. How these wage slaves survive on this artificial swill is beyond.
Can I get you robust individuals another trough of Auntie Cleo and Pal's Borstwurst? Perhaps an additional flavor packet of emulsified meat shavings.
Thank you. No, food vendor. Just the meal bill, if you please. My companion will pay.
That's an additional 25% for utensils rental and product disposal surcharges.
Merciful law. 25%?
What a surprise. I must feed my... addiction to needless wares and tawdry luxuries like everyone else in my materialistic society.
No, Dunning. We have the Sovereign to see to our every want. These big grubbers must seek angles and scams, burdening others. To eke out their empty existence.
How I miss home's abundance.
We'll be home soon enough. Just pay the surcharge, companion. I'll help with the calculation. $25% of 77 bits is
19.25.
Right. I might round to 20 for ease of
Ugh!